And welcome into Panther Pride, everybody, the Week 2 edition of the season. Jeff Smith alongside myself, Chad Barnett, and Coach, we are back for a week of high school football, and what a week it was. An outstanding football game this past weekend at Glencoe.
Absolutely. I thank everybody that came to the game, walked away, even though it was a loss, very, very happy with what they saw because it was a great high school football game to watch, and our kids played, lights out. We're very proud of their efforts.
So 27-26 is the final score. Glencoe with a fantastic fourth quarter, really, to come back and get you guys. You had control of the contest most of the night. What was kind of the difference you think going down the stretch, maybe for y'all?
Well, I think that they just made some plays late, and then we had a chance to make some plays and we didn't. I think that when it got down to it, they made some clutch plays, and we had an opportunity to make some and just didn't come through with it. But again, I'm very proud of our kids. I thought they really played hard. I think we walked out there with our heads held high, knowing that we do have a good football team, and we'll need to take what we did this week and build off of it right there, and look forward to an outstanding season now. So
much is made of records, and who's what and who's won, who's lost. You guys are 0-2 on the season, but I would venture to say there's not many teams in the state that have played two tougher opponents in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Right.
State-ranked Glencoe and state-ranked Sacs. Both of them you gave good contests to. How do you judge with that 0-2 start and still build and keep the momentum going for you guys?
Well, it's really not about our opponent right now. It's about us. And let me go back. I don't think we played real well against Sacs, especially the first half. I thought the second half we woke up and played, pretty good, but we didn't play good the first ball game. Against Glencoe, we played well, and we had opportunities to win that football game. And I'm very proud of the effort. The kids went in the game, and they gave all. When the game was over, we went back in the locker room, and when you see the kids sitting around and they're spent, and they've just put forth all the effort that they had in them, it's hard not to be proud of them. And I'm very proud of our team right now and our program, and it's the best that I feel like we've done since last year when we lost the game to 5 in the playoffs.
I was going to ask you that. I mean, you said in the spring, the fall, Jamboree, maybe even week 1, you didn't see the fire that came out Friday night against Glencoe. What was the difference, you think, and how can you rekindle that through the rest of the season?
I think we got back to playing Wellborn Panther football. And, when we came to Wellborn, and it was we're in our 6th season now, we came and we built this program on 4 real fundamental beliefs. One is we're going to be a team and be united. We're not going to worry about ourselves. We're going to worry about what we do to help our team be successful. All right, the second thing is we're going to be tough. Nobody's going to out-hit us. We're not going to bend over. We're not going to lay on the field. We're going to be the tough guys. And then we're going to work hard. And that means we're going to work hard in practice, in the weight room, and on the field on Friday night. We're going to out-hustle you. And then the last thing is we want to have high-character young men on the team, and we've been very fortunate at that, and we got that this year. But those 4 things, we got to get back to our fundamental roots, and I feel like we did this week. And I think it started Thursday at the end of practice, and it did Friday morning, and it did Friday in the game, and it will continue on. There's a lot of people that's put a lot into our program, community-wise, former players, and when you play football at Wellborn, there's a lot of people that's put a lot into it, and we've got to uphold that tradition, and I feel like that we will.
Well, I know it made a lot of Wellborn faithful proud the other night to watch you guys battle against Glencoe, because it certainly was the blood and guts that Wellborn fans are certainly used to. We'll come back in a moment to catch the first half highlights of the contest between the Wellborn Panthers and Glencoe Yellow Jackets right here on TV 24. You're watching Panther Pride. And welcome back into the Week 2 edition of Panther Pride. Chad Barnett with head coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith. Coach, we thought this game was going to be physical. Both teams are known for their physical play. And I think in the first half, it wasn't any surprise that the game got started off really hard hitting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Glencoe's got a good reputation to being tough and hitting hard, and we do too. And we knew it was going to be a physical game like that, and that's exactly what it was first half.
So let's go to the highlights out at Glencoe. The Wellborn Panthers on the road against the Yellow Jackets. As we can see from the highlights, you guys I guess that saying pretty much says it all. Hard work beats talent when hard work or talent doesn't work hard. Wellborn, though, coming out very strong, coach, and this big 3rd and 1 landed really just kind of shows what you guys are there for.
That's right. Well, actually, it was like a 3rd and 2, and it was we ran a quarterback sneak, and he broke in. Here comes DJ Roden on a Notre Dame box play that we ran in the game that worked very good. Here we are right there. This is our double handoff right there, and there's Jordan Montgomery. He's a long line Montgomery's that's played at Wellborn. His dad Terrence played, and his uncle Harris played at Wellborn and at Jacksonville State.
It's a touchdown here that was called back. One of a few you had on the night.
We had a touchdown call back right then, and then we came up here, and Kevin makes an outstanding run, getting it down here inside the 5, and then here comes Landon again, and turns and gets in there and scores.
A lot of shots, but overcoming that touchdown call back says a lot about you guys. I noticed you said on the sideline, hey, we expected this, let's keep playing, let's keep playing.
Absolutely. Well, when you go on the road right there, you're going to expect to, have some calls go against you. And here we had a good kickoff and outstanding kickoff coverage, and we've done well with that all year. See, they've got an outstanding running back, and this is Coach Osmond's son, Thomas, and he makes a great run right here, and Kevin makes a tackle and makes them have to snap it again. So we'll have to go 4 more downs. They get it down here, and they run a quarterback sneak and get it in. Big quarterback. He's 6'1", about 200 pounds.
He's a quarterback sneak a few times on the night.
Here we had a kickoff return, and again, Jordan gets a pretty nice return for us right here. All right, we get a good touchdown pass right here to Corey Tigner again, and when Corey catches it right there and gets in the secondary, there's not many people going to catch him. Very hard worker, probably one of the hardest workers on the team.
And I think your son likes it?
Oh, yeah, Judd's all into it. He always is.
Was this a called two-point conversion?
We had a bad snap and ended up having to fire it.
Okay.
Kick the ball down. Again, you'll see we'll have good coverage here again. They have a pretty decent return right there, but we have some guys going in and blow up the return. Now we're settling down, and we're really playing some good defense too. If you watch us now, we start seeing some guys really start running to the football and making some big licks. And I tell you, Landon McCrisky had a great night, and he made 12 tackles on the night and some big plays.
Some big sacks for you too in critical spots.
Absolutely, and here DJ makes a good catch here and makes some good yards after the catch too. Here we're pinned back deep right here. Throw a nice pass here to Jordan Montgomery, and he's like, Corey, if you give him some space, out in the open field, you're not going to catch him. And Jordan's just a 10th grader and made an outstanding run for us.
Was it something in the game plan you guys saw that you felt that through the passing game you guys might have some weapons tonight?
Yes, we felt like we had advantage over them and their secondary with our receivers, and we was trying to get the ball out there to them.
Good hard run by the Osmond kid. He was pretty impressive, right?
He's a good football player, and their quarterback's a good football player. And and 10 right there, that's Coach Osmond's other son right there. 10, 5, and 7 for Glencoe. They're really good players, and they've done a good job with them too. Run a pretty good scheme here again. He broke through right there and scored on us.
Usually bodes well for a coach when you got 2 sons on the same team, right?
Absolutely, it does. It does.
Good return here.
Good return right here. Is Kendarius Weatherly right there, and Kendarius has kind of been quiet for us the first 2 weeks right here, and he really showed out good. He got to protect that ball a little bit more. He's swinging it a little too loose. Here we have a nice play right here on the inside, reverse play right here with DJ Roden right there, and boy, DJ really had a fantastic game too. Really played well, and we fumbled the ball at the very end, but it went out of bounds, and now we've got the ball inside the 5, coming back down the field on them.
So you got 1st and goal here inside the 5.
First and goal inside the 5 right there. And we tried a quarterback sneak again because we felt like they was trying to get on the outside edge. And then here we try our blast play with Kevin right there. And we actually thought we got in the end zone on this play, but they said that we didn't right there. And we had to end up attempting a field goal and was a little bit, to the right of it right there. And didn't get any points out of that drive, and that's a shame.
So still 19-13, left a few points on the board so far in the first half, but you did a good job here in at the end of the second half, limiting Glencoe to a field goal attempt, which they missed as well.
Absolutely, right here we did, and they had some points they had some points left up there that they didn't get to, but again we're playing really good defense. here we make a tackle right here. This is right before the half. They don't have much time left. They go out to kick a field goal here. And again, we miss it. They miss it. And we go in 19-13 at halftime.
So 19-13 is the score. Should have been maybe a little bit more,
yes,
a little bit less. But bottom line, you guys are going into the break with a 6-point advantage. What are you telling them at halftime?
I told them at halftime how proud I was, how they were playing, with the effort they were playing. We made some quick adjustments on defense, through some alignment things that they did to us in the first half. We tightened that up, and then we went over some base plays and made some adjustments to those for the second half right there, and had to readjust some of our special teams too at that time.
So as we come out into the second half, I know that the momentum builds. You guys try and still keep that 2-touchdown advantage. On the passing game aspect of it, Landon and the relationship with the receivers, how did you feel going into the second half as far as that continuing to be a weapon, or did you think Osment would make some adjustments?
Well, when you make adjustments, other teams making adjustments too. When we felt like going in the game, we could throw the football on them, and we felt like we could do a lot of things to them, with our offense against their defense. But we thought that we had the advantage with our receivers of their defensive back. Now, we did feel that way. But, throwing the football is more than the quarterback throwing it and the receiver catching it. You've got to have protection. You've got to have a good throw. You've got to have a good catch. And then, you want yards after the catch. And so there's a lot that goes into the passing game. It's a lot more complicated than the average fan in the stands yelling, "Throw it, coach, throw it, coach." If it was that easy, we'd throw it every play.
And we'd all be head coaches.
That's right.
We'll come back for the second half highlights in a moment. You're watching Panther Pride. And we're back inside Panther Pride, ready for the second half highlights of this week's action. You guys ahead 19-13, all's good and well, but something happened in the first half where you lost one of your stars, Kevin Mixon, not able to play in the second half due to an ejection. Yes,
and we'll handle that internally and and move forward. The thing that I was proud of is how the players responded to that and, overcome an adverse situation. And we put a lot more points on the board after that actually happened.
So let's check out that offense minus Mixon, see how they responded to that as we go into the second half. You guys give him the ball, but defense pretty stout there to start to kind of set the tone again.
That's right. All right, so we kick off to them here. All right, we come down right there again. Start the first series right there. That is Jamarian Curry. He's a freshman that we started at defensive end, and boy, he had an outstanding night right there. We're so proud of him, and he's running to the ball and making plays, and we're just very happy how he played in the game. Again, we're stiffening it up on defense. Feel like we got a good feel for him right there. Again, Landon making an outstanding tackle. He had a wonderful night. I was just so proud of him.
Seems like every time Glencoe had something going on their side of the field, he would come up with a couple of big sacks to keep them out of scoring position.
Yes, he did. And, and Landon told us before the game that he promised he was going to give everything that he had into it, and he did that times two. And here, Corey again makes a good catch. Here we go again right there. We had a good little trap play right up the middle right there and got some good yards. Here we go again right there. This is a freshman again, Patrick Harrison. Gets a nice run and gets a face mask penalty on top of that right there. And then we run another inside reverse play right here to DJ Roden, and DJ takes it in for us.
When that play is ran seamlessly, it is so beautiful to watch.
Yes, it is.
Because it's just so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shantz used to run that real well for us too. And here's the Osment kid again. He's just a tough, hard runner right there, and you have to really bring it to tackle him and get him down on the ground.
And your defender did that, no question.
Absolutely. And there we're on the play right there, and we're excited how they're playing on defense. Coach Russell and our coaching staff right there, Coach Angle, and we had some coaches that really worked hard this week to get this game going. Here, DJ makes a good catch, and look at the run, the yards after the run and the effort he's given. It's just outstanding,
Unfortunately, you would have a mishap on the snap on the next play
and
give the ball back, but boy, that could have been the game right there.
That could have been it right there, and Corey's picked that little pass off in practice 1,000 times, and they got it off, and then they hit this deep pass on us again, the quarterback to Osment, and they got us here. Basically got us in a coverage where they sent 5 out, and we dropped 4 back right there and got us, one. They had one more receiver than we had defensive backs back there, and then they kicked their extra point right here. And
so right now it's still 26-20. You guys still got the lead.
Right.
But their defense was really stout with that pass rush.
They did. And you know, and that's when it's hard, when they know you're going to have to throw it, and you're going to have to throw it right there, and they can pin their ears back and go after it. Right there, we almost came up with a big catch here. Okay, we have to punt the ball. Chandler,
almost come up with this.
Yes, and the ball went down and hit one of their guys right there, and you know, we got to hustle better on that punt team and get down there and make plays off of that. Here they have a nice run again. You know, they're really turning it on here. Again, they got a very senior loaded team. You know, the Osmond kid here, he's a senior. The quarterback's a senior right there, and they really showed up here. And here, you know, they fight through us right there, and, you know, we kind of thought they were holding on to us a little bit, but we didn't get the call. But now they're ahead by 1 point, 146, but now we're not dead. Now we're still going to keep on fighting and get on back here. And this was, I think, the 4th down play right there, and had a chance to catch that right there and just came up a little short. But, you know, Kadarius right there, he's a junior and first year he's played for us, and I feel like, you know, given that situation, he'll make that play the next time.
So 27-26 the final score. Heartbreaking, not really the proper word here, because there's some good that comes out of this. You found the team at the place you want to, and that's
well, you know, we lost the game, and I hate to lose. Now, let's get it straight. I'd rather win than eat when I'm hungry. Okay, but we lost the game. But when you were there at the game too, you saw the effort that the boys put into that game and how hard that they played. And then when you go in the locker room with them after the game and you see how what it meant to them, and how much energy that they had put out there and put forward. I mean, anybody that is close to our program and as a Wellborn Panther would have been proud of that effort. Now, we may not have came up with the win on the scoreboard, but we won a lot of that game. And I felt real good about the team, you know, leaving that locker room than I have in the last couple of weeks. And now what we did in that game, especially with it being early in the season, now we got to start building. We take that effort, and now we start building. We started 2 new players in the game right there. Jemiah Curry started at defensive end for us as a freshman, had a good night. Dalton Epps started for us as a sophomore at our weak guard position, which we really use as a puller a lot, and did a good job in the game right there. We feel like we've got our personnel straight now and settled down, and now from that point, now we can continue to get better. When you're changing personnel a lot, when you're starting lineup, it's hard to get better because you're taking this kid out, putting this kid in. You've got to get them all working together and that unity built. And we feel like we've got that now. Now we take what we've got and we start building off of it right there. And I expect big things out of us the rest of the year.
Do you allow yourself Friday night to think about the what ifs, you know, the Corey Tigner almost picking the pass off and what that would have done, and, you know, maybe some of the other things? How much does that linger over the next couple of days, or how much did it linger?
Oh, you stay in torment till the next Friday night. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, you're always tormented right there. There's always what ifs. You know, as a coach and a former player, you know, when I played, and I've never blamed anybody else for a loss. I always looked internally to myself, you know, what could I have done different to help our team win? And then as a coach, you know, I've never went into the game thinking, well, I had an assistant coach that didn't do what he was supposed to, or a player didn't do what he was supposed to. I always looked internally, what could I have done to help the team be more successful? And that's the way I want our players to be. I don't want to come out of a game and we finger point at, well, so-and-so should have done this or so-and-so should have done that. That's not the way to be a team or to get better. You've got to look eternally, what can you do to make a difference to help the team be more successful? And, you know, I did do that as a player, and I do that as a coach. You know, and yes, there's a lot of torment goes into, you know, when you have a loss and you know, what could you have done different and everything. You replay the game a lot. But, you know, you also do that in a win. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of times them kids win in spite of you. You know, that's the thing. So, you know, I just feel like it was a great effort Friday night. I'm very high on our players right now. And I feel like if we'll take Friday night and build off of it right there, we got some big things coming for the rest of the year, because I feel like we got back to ourselves Friday.
Well, let's see what this team looks like coming up this Friday night. We'll talk about the week ahead when we come back from break. Stay with us. Week 2 edition of Panther Pride. Chad Barnett alongside the head coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith. Coach, I know over the past week you guys lost a dear member of the Wellborn family.
Right. A fellow named Daryl Taylor that played linebacker and fullback for us. He was a man that I looked up to growing up. He finished up in probably 81, 82 at Wellborn. Just an outstanding football player, and passed away this past week. And, our hearts out to, him and his family.
Well, it's always a close-knit family out there at Wellborn, so anytime a family member is lost, it feels like, I'm pretty sure, throughout the entire community. So thoughts go out to that family. Coach, now looking ahead to this week, coming off the loss, you guys say you got your fire back. You're kind of in the place where you need to be heading into this week. What do you know about Pleasant Valley, and how do you see this matchup going forward? Well,
one, I know they beat Weaver this week, and so they're coming off a win. And, they're coming to our place, and, I feel like they'll be, really riding high for it. They got, Lewinsky at quarterback and Bean at tailback, and, I feel like Coach Davis, he's always does a good job calling offensive plays and everything, so we're going to have to be on our game to beat them.
Now, tell me about this week is also another distraction, so to speak, homecoming as well, right?
Yeah, it's homecoming, and look, it's a distraction, but it's a good thing too. We have a lot of our, former alumni come back, and that's exciting. It's always exciting to see them, and we'll have all the stuff going on with homecoming, with the homecoming queens and all that stuff. But it's also exciting time, for our team is we want to look good in front of our fans and look good to our alumni right there. So we've got a lot to play for this week.
So folks out on the hill will have homecoming this week. It's just good just to get in front of the home crowd for the first time this year.
Well, that's our home. We love it, and playing on the hill is where we feel like we're at our best. And when you put that black helmet on and that black jersey and you walk up them stairs of that field house and walk out there on the hill with your home crowd behind you, it is hard to beat. I'm sitting here talking to you, getting chills even talking about it. So I'm excited to get back.
So it'd be a good chance for you Wellborn fans out there to catch the Panthers in action this Friday night as they're playing host to the Pleasant Valley Raiders, who got a big win last week. Let's see if you guys can get your first of the year this season. Good luck to you this Friday night, Coach.
Appreciate it.
So we'll see you again next week for the Week 3 edition of Panther Pride. Until then, have a good one.